Hi everyone, well, here we are on a dark winter's morning. I suppose it's winter now, towards the end of October. I'm down at a day ticket fishery, which I haven't been to for a while, but has been really productive for me in the past. I haven't brought a head torch, so I'm just having a nice cup of tea, waiting for it to get light, and then I'll talk you through what I'm going to do to try and catch some of these lovely carp. Just thought I'd take a moment to talk through my gear really and what I'm fishing with today. For those who are interested, I've got two TF Gear Banshee 10 foot 2 3/4 pound test carp rods here. I know they're cheap and cheerful, but I really like them. They're a really slim blank. They have a good battle curve when you're hooked into a fish. And they're light, and I really like that. I don't see any need to spend any more money than I have done on them. I know you can spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on carp rods, but these come in at about, I don't know, something like £40 a piece, so that's not bad at all really. Down here, the reels on both rods are Witchwood Solace 10 ACS reels. The ACS stands for Auto Clip System. It was a feature which I thought I was really going to use a lot. It means you can clip up and leave the line in the sort of temporary clip, which will then ping out on a run. Turns out it's not that great, not a brilliant clip system at all. So luckily they have a standard line clip on them as well. And that's what I tend to use. So I clip up, mark my lines, unclip whilst I'm fishing, and then clip up again before I reel in, kind of thing. So it's not all bad. The reels themselves work really well. Again, they're a good weight. They balance the outfit nicely. They're not too massive, and they have a nice smooth drag, smooth clutch, and so forth. This is all sat on a NGT Profiler rod pod, I think it's called. Again, cheap and cheerful, cost me about, I don't know, 25 quid, something like that, but it's been serving me well for years now, which is great. And down to the alarms, I've got some JRC radar CX alarms. 3 alarms there, but I'm only fishing 2 rods, and I've got the JRC curve indicators there as well, the bobbins if you like. So that's what I'm fishing with. That's what I'm hoping will result in a fish on the bank a bit later on today. Not too much later, I hope. Hello again. This is sorry, I just gone quiet there. Just had a bleep on my left-hand rod. Maybe just a line bite. I've just put some bait out. Explain where I am. I'm at a day ticket water. Again, close to home. Not the same one as last time where I had that comment from, but one that I really enjoy coming to, and where the majority of the fish from my video, Carp of 2016, came from. It's end of October, pretty chilly, but mild for the time of year, really. I've come down here with a couple of kilos of bait, consisting of some Vitalin, which is that dog muesli stuff, which has been soaked with some breadcrumbs, some crumbed boilie, and a bit of sweet corn in there. It's all been soaking overnight, so should be ready to ball out soon. I haven't put any of that out yet, but I have put out a few pouchfuls of my crab and krill boilies, which I brought with me today. I'm fishing 2 rods to 2 different areas of the lake, one to sort of the mid-water off to my right-hand side, and one up tight to the island in front of me that you saw. Rods have only been out about 10 minutes, despite me arriving here quite a while ago. I had to wait for it to get light first because I hadn't brought a head torch with me. So it was nice to just relax this morning, wait for the sun to come up, see the sunrise, and then get the rods in position. As I say, they've only been out 5 minutes. Really hoping I can catch you one of the lovely fish out of here and hold it up for the camera. I'm speaking low or quietly because there's a couple of other anglers on the lake today, one to my right and one to my left. I don't want to disturb them too much, so I'll keep it brief. Hopefully I can hold you up a fish soon, and I'll come back shortly, show you a little bit of the rigs I'm using and how I'm presenting my baits. So catch up soon. Okay, well, in terms of rigs, this is the plan of action for today. Got a length of rig tubing, hybrid lead clip, which should eject the lead if I encounter any snags, down to a quick change clip, and then my rig, which is a swivel followed by a long anti-tangle sleeve, a coated braid all the way through to a BB shot to act as a counterbalance, and then at the business end got a Ronnie rig which is sporting a pink krill pop-up. Going to pop this back out into the pond on top of some bait that I've put out. Let's just take a quick look at bait for the day. Again, just so that you can have an idea of what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but if it catches me a fish, it's the right thing for me. So I've got some ground bait here first. Hopefully you can see that. I've made some balls I'm ready to throw out into the pond, but we've got a real mixture there of Vitalin, some fish meal, some breadcrumb, some crumbed boilie, and some old dead maggots that I had hanging around in the freezer as well. And the whole lot has been soaking in a small amount of liquid overnight. And by liquid, I don't think anything fancy, it's just water. But it's reached this nice consistency where I can ball it up, but it still should be able to break down fairly quickly on the bottom and leave a nice carpet of bait for me. I've also got some boilies, and today I'm using these crab and krill boilies from Nash Bait. There's a few of my old boilies from Baitology mixed in there, but I've now ran out of those, so I'm using these crab and krills, which I got on a special offer. I'm really impressed with them actually. They feel like a freezer bait, even though they're shelf life, and they really do look the part and smell the part. Really potent bait there, so hopefully it'll do the trick in this slightly cooler water and catch us a fish. Time will tell. Well, unfortunately, for one reason or another, it just hasn't happened today. They don't seem to be on the feed at all, to be honest. I've not seen any signs of fish. The two guys to my right and left haven't had a single bite either. It's just one of those quiet days. It is the end of October. You can't expect too much. And if you caught every time, it wouldn't be called fishing, it'd be called catching. So I come for the fishing. I come for the great outdoors and the peace, and I've certainly got some of that today, which is brilliant. I'm just going to have one last attempt. It's just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. I probably need to be packing up about 4, so only a couple of hours left. I'm happy with the rigs. I'm happy with where they're positioned. I think they landed well, so I'm not going to interfere with that. What I am going to do is pop a bunch of bait out there, see if I can stimulate some kind of feeding response or some kind of competitive response from the fish, and maybe they'll pick up my hook baits. I'm not holding out loads of hope for that. It's just one of those slow days. It's been lovely to be out here. I've had plenty of nice cups of tea and a couple of lovely sandwiches with bacon and sausages, courtesy of my Ridge Monkey, and my little stove. So it's been a nice day out, really relaxing, but it would be great if I could have one last minute fish. So this is what's going into the swim. Probably got about 15 balls of my ground bait mix, which I'm going to polt out there, half of it over one spot, half of it over the other, and just see if that does the trick. Okay, well, I'm afraid it's time to start packing up. Not a single bite on these carp rods, but I'm not completely without a fish to show you. Some small fish ditting and dotting around in the margins, a couple of swims down. I took my float rod, tiny hook, a few slices of bread, and I managed to catch a couple of small fish. I think I've got a roach and a rudd. But I'm not going to need to hold them with two hands. It's going to be more of a one-handed affair probably. But hey, at least we can see a fish before the end of this video. Here they are. Number one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Truly massive fish. Struggling to hold it. Oh, 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 oh. There he is. One little roach. Good sport. And secondly, this, which by comparison is an absolute specimen, rudd. Look at him. Fantastic. Well, that's it from me, that's it from him. Hope to see you again next time, and hopefully with a great big carp to show you. All the best.